What is up, everyone? This is SwordKing090 and this is going to be Operation Dome number 128, 128th episode of the Operation Dome series. A series where our friends and I we're going to be encasing the entire world in glass and glass panes. We got a lot of work to do, but that's alright because we got some help today, and he is Hirasamo, if I know how to actually use controls right. So he's in here, we don't have the mics right now, so it's all fine. He's helping me putting glass on top of the ceiling, and we have probably a good 60,000 glass blocks, if I'm not mistaken, to go. So we're gonna go ahead and use all those glass blocks. So how many chests do we have? Okay, so I'm gonna count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, so let's go ahead and say 16. And do I have a calculator? Well, I got a long way to go, so I could actually just use a calculator as I'm walking to the corner here because we need to go to the ceiling. I accidentally hit the little joystick or thumbstick, however you want to call it. Very tired today. Lack of sleep and all that, but that's nothing new. So let me go ahead and see what we got here. So we said 16. Then we'll times that by 3,456. 55,296 blocks. And I got some glass blocks right here, and SMO has some more. So let's go ahead and add another 3,000 in case. So that's a good 58,296. So that's a lot of blocks. Definitely a lot of blocks. And I've already done the math earlier. And what it turns out that we need a good estimation of 157,000 blocks left to go. So yeah, after this whole ordeal of putting all the blocks that we do have, we are going to need another 100,000 more blocks. That's going to be great. Let me go ahead and clarify and also confirm that from when I did the math earlier. So let me go ahead and do the calculator again. Hopefully I don't fall, but there's a lot of sand here, so we can get some more sand in there. So this is why I'm not worrying about running out of sand, because there's a lot of spots where we could actually use sand. So from what I gathered, it was 398 by 396. That's 157,608. So yeah, from all the blocks that we're going to use up until this point, we're already going to be needing another 100,000 blocks. That is a lot. A lot. But that is not as much as what we originally needed. And if I did the math right, it was 380 with 380. 358. Because we all, hey, the ice cream man is here. So it was 429 by 429 because the edge actually goes to 432, but you cannot physically actually reach there. It's just that one extra block, which is actually the border, which hence makes it 432. So you don't actually have to go with 432, because otherwise that's actually a bigger number. So what we gathered from the ceiling is that it is 429 all the way from one side to the other side, and 429 by 429 equals to 858. So by calculator, if we were to do 858, if I know how to use a calculator correctly, 858 by 858, god dang it. I accidentally exited out. Okay, it is 736,134. Or sorry, 164. I don't know how to read. 736,164. That's how many blocks that we need to actually fill up the entire ceiling. But now we've done pretty much over 75% of all that. And now all we need is a good 157,000 left. So that's pretty much what we are standing on right now. So again, we'll be looking at the map right here since I'm right at the edge. So let's go ahead and sink all the way down to the bottom. So there's that. 432, which is right here at the very corner, but you cannot access it from the other side, only if you're actually at the ocean. So this is why from here you'll see that it is 431. Go over to here, 431, 430. So going all the way to the top, go one spot in here where the the glass block is going to be at, that's where we get 429 from. And I'll show you when we get to the top here. But it's understandable that it's very, very big numbers right here. Who said that you don't need math to actually do Minecraft? Minecraft has a lot of math to deal with it, especially when you're going to do some crazy, insane operations, just like Operation Dome and Bedrock. So it pretty much proves that you need a good, like 800,000 blocks of sand to actually use, and this is why you need to have a complete desert world if you want to do something like that. Like, you have to get a brand new world that has both the deep oceans as well as the deserts, but only if you have the updates before TU31. If you have that and above, TU31 and above, the deep oceans will only have gravel instead of sand. Luckily for us, we actually made the world when it was actually mostly desert and as well as ocean or deep oceans. So from there we were able to actually, sorry, I had to adjust myself in the chair, that we actually had a lot of sand to use. Luckily for us, it's the same world as Operation Bedrock, so you can only imagine how much happiness that brought us, knowing that we actually have a lot of sand to work with. And if we ever run out of sand, then that's going to be where we're going to panic. But since we already pretty much got 75% of the world done already, I'm pretty sure that we already have enough sand. We just need 157,000 blocks in total. And we already have 58,000 of those 157,000. So overall, we just need 100,000 more, and then we'll be absolutely done with Operation Dome. So big numbers, people. Big numbers. And the Pomeranian's on my bed, and now she just jumped down. Oh, snap. So here we go to the corner again. Right here. And to the map, 430. But since we don't need to worry about that, we'd go over to here, and then there's 429. So that's where we got the estimate. But even though, yeah, I'm an idiot when it comes to these things. I could have actually added this on top, but it's still relatively the same thing. Just lots and lots of blocks. It's terrible, guys. It is terrible. And I was crazy enough to think that this could be done in 3 months, but looking at the numbers now, it's understandable that it's going to take forever and a day. But I'm pretty sure that in 1 month, hopefully in 1 month, that we'll be able to actually get done with everything in this world. You can already see below us that there's some beaches right there, and with those beaches, there are actual deep oceans right next door. So we could get even more sand underneath all of that. And you already saw a lot of the progress being done within either the live streams or some of the other episodes that we have done in the past. Just a lot of blocks. So you can only imagine the struggle that comes along with obtaining all these blocks, especially in survival mode. A lot of people keep saying, or a lot of people will always say, why not go to creative mode? Or people will always accuse me of creative mode. But the fact of the matter is that if we were to ever do creative mode, I would not be doing the series whatsoever. Just leave it as that. At any point, if I were to accidentally go in creative mode, then that's going to be the end of Operation Dome, because I would absolutely never actually go to creative mode. I absolutely refuse. I would rather go ahead and trade the villagers for all the glass blocks that he is carrying, or enough to actually obtain this goal. But I'm pretty sure, like, you can already see down there's still some sand right there. There's sand right there all across the way. There's sand right there, sand in the ocean as well. I'm pretty sure that we will have enough blocks, and I can prove that too, just for all of the hard work that we actually do with all of the good old the terraforming and things like that. It is a lot of work. You gotta obtain the charcoal, the same exact amount of charcoal. Maybe not exactly the same if I have to do this bluntly, because I could actually do all the math. I'll probably take an episode to actually do all of the math, maybe even for the finale, because why not? Why not add a lot of math into the finale for statistics and things like that? I'm not going to talk about time statistics per se, but mainly just go ahead and talk about the statistics of how much that we needed of everything. It's just so much to think about, honestly. I really want to be done with Operation Dome. Because once I'm done with Operation Dome, we can focus all of our attention for Operation Bedrock for a good month or so. And then afterwards, when we see we have a lot of progress done, then we can move on to a brand new series while we're working on Operation Bedrock on the side. Because Operation Bedrock is a long-term project, but if we were able to actually focus so much time on this right there, then we could get a lot of work done. But at the same time, it's like we need to do something different. Otherwise, then it's just going to get monotonous at that point. But as you can see here, there are a lot of glass blocks on top due to the fact for some reason that 4J Studios, either by bug or by choice, there is an option and a possibility that you're able to place a block on top of 256. The height limit was 256, but now it is up to 257, which I do not understand one bit whatsoever. I cannot place glass blocks down here. I'm trying. You can see that I'm trying. But apparently that this is a thing that you're able to actually go on 257, which I don't understand why. And in doing so, it's making us slow down and dropping down blocks, which is very, very annoying and very, very tedious to have to deal with this. I don't like it. I honestly don't. But I'm probably the minority that says that I don't like it, because not many people will actually take the time to build on 256. And even so, that seriously, who else would take the time to go up to 256 and make something like this? Honestly, let me know in the comment section below. Do you know anybody else who goes all the way up to 256 to start doing builds? Because as far as I know, I'm probably one of the few, or possibly the only one, that is doing this right now. All in survival, no less. And another thing that really grinds my gears, that the fact of the matter is that the weather keeps going through the glass ceiling. I do not understand it. You can literally see it go through the glass for whatever reason, that it just doesn't make sense. One of the main reasons for Operation Dome also was to actually remove the weather, so I can make everything look nice and clean. But right now it's just looking like a snow globe at this point. Operation Snow Globe. That's exactly what it could be like, because the weather actually goes through the glass in its own. If I could have the choice of whether to have weather, then that's one thing. But at the same time, it's like I really don't want it to affect the legitimacy of the world, because if I were to get rid of the weather, doesn't that make it back into creative mode? Because I know that if you have host options, that pretty much defeats the purpose of having a survival mode. So that's why I never actually mess with that. I know you could get rid of clouds, which is normal, so that's fine. You could get rid of clouds, but I'm talking about like a literal survival mode. And if you have some other things to deal with that obviously you can't control, then that's another story. But overall, I'm just very annoyed. I am personally annoyed by this, and I will speak up about it, that I'm absolutely annoyed by this. And also my friend SMO, since he's been helping me out, he's annoyed by this too. So that's two people that's annoyed. Can we get a number 3 here? But seriously, if they could actually fix it, or if they don't even know about this, then I would love to say that please have this removed. I don't see the purpose of this. I honestly don't. It's just so weird to see all of this up here now. Again, I'm probably one of the only few people who will ever actually build on y-axis 256, but I still understand why 257 is a thing, but it is, so I'll just have it as that. Maybe it's because the fact of the matter is that people who jump at 256 actually disappear, so this is why they actually brought this here. I don't get it. I honestly don't. Let's see. Jump, okay, so I guess it doesn't really matter. I don't understand this. Maybe it's in third. It's probably another person who actually has to do it for them to disappear. But still, with this going on, it's just absolutely annoying. The only way I could actually fix it is to have a Silk Touch pickaxe to actually work on every block. But I digress. Already complained enough during the live stream, and now I'm complaining about this in Operation Dome. But again, I mean, people are probably gonna watch the live stream as long as they could actually see the shortened version on Operation Dome episodes. But overall, this is pretty much what it is. I just want to tell you guys that we have a lot of work to do. We need to get another 1,000 or 100,000 blocks, pretty much. Let's see how much charcoal that will actually be. How many stacks of charcoal? You know what? I don't even know what. I'm a little bit too tired to actually go ahead and put the math right there, because I know that 8 times 64. That's going to be that thing right there. So yeah. I'm just thinking right now. I'm just thinking out loud. I don't want to make this. I don't want to make bad mistakes right now. I just want to I just want to confirm before I actually go ahead and say so. All I know is that all the furnaces, I believe it's like 140 furnaces, and then you have times 64 for each furnace. Although you have 8 stacks of each. I really don't remember exactly. I know that the number is going to be like 71,280 blocks, and I got to do that twice. So, or 1.5 times, and then I'll finally get that last 100,000 blocks. So with that, we'll be able to work on the ceiling and complete it. So that's going to be that big number. Just numbers, numbers, and more numbers. Pretty sure not many people even wanted to hear all that math equations, but it just goes to show that if you were to do something like this, be aware of how many blocks you're absolutely going to need. In fact, I'll say this right now for the ceiling alone. No matter what layer you're at, whatever ceiling that you want to go with, y-axis 252, y-axis 257 for whatever reason. Let me go ahead and pull up the calculator. As we already saw, it was 430. So I'm going to correct myself right here. So 430 plus 430 for both sides equals 860. And of course, yeah, that's fine. Then we got ourselves 860 times 860 equals 739,600 blocks. So let's just say 740,000. You need 740,000, 3/4 of a million, basically. But yeah, it is a lot of work, and we have so much things to do. Over summer break, I will invite people onto the world so that while they are getting the charcoal, we can go ahead and get the glass and the sand and make it like a well-oiled machine, and then we'll be able to get this done as quickly as possible. And the more live streams we do, the more work we could get done. And I'll probably activate a second Skype account so that we all can talk on Skype, just as long as that everybody has their mics and everybody has a peaceful home setting, because you know, it's just, it would be annoying to hear so many cars go off the background or the animals barking and things like that. So I'll just say it right now, if you have a noisy home, then, and if I invite you to a Skype call, let's go ahead and keep the mic muted, but you'll still be able to hear us and still be able to interact with the chat and everything else. So in any case, there's nothing more I can say here. It's just a lot of numbers. You need at least a quarter or 3/4 of a million blocks or enough to complete this series alone. So yeah, so much, absolutely so much to do. In any case, this is gonna be the end of this video. So if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like. If you're brand new to the channel, please subscribe. And until then, have a great day everyone. I'm Sirkin090, and as always, I will see you in the next video.